Welcome back, Freedom Fighters. I'm Billy Wilson, president of the Iowa Firearms Coalition, and this is our weekly announcement to keep you updated on all things 2A and IFC related. We've recently received several 2A questions from Iowans who watch our channel or follow the IFC PAC Bill Tracker. I'll answer a few of these here each week, so please comment on our social media or email us at info@iowafc.org with any questions you may have. The first topic for discussion this week is the existing confusion regarding the definition of a straw purchase and its legality under the new HF 924 law, which took effect on July 1st. Specifically, questions have arisen about whether it is legal to purchase a firearm for a young adult aged 18 to 20. So let's start with question 21A on the ATF 4473 form, which asks if you are the actual purchaser or transferee of the firearms listed on the form. The confusion is that most people believe you can only purchase a weapon legally if it is for, in fact, yourself. Now, when you read federal law USC 922A6, number 2, the buyer must not falsely claim to be the intended owner on the form 4473. However, for a genuine gift, the buyer is considered the actual buyer because they are purchasing it with their own intent to gift it, not acting as a proxy for someone else's transaction. Does that make sense? I've linked the ATF 4473 form and a link to the federal law USC 922A6 forms below for your convenience. In summary, as an example, HF 924, an individual may legally purchase a firearm as a gift for a young adult age 18 to 20, provided that recipient is legally able to carry and has no disqualifying criminal history, according to the 4473. However, if the intended recipient provides cash and requests a purchase of a specific weapon themselves, this would constitute a straw purchase. The transaction must not involve any profit for the giver, and gifts should not be made at the direct request of the recipient. Does that make sense? If you have any further questions, please comment below, and we'll be happy to get back to you promptly with an answer. The next question we have received asks who the best politician is to contact to remove the crank trigger law and make fully automatic firearms legal to own in Iowa. The best way to move forward with this action would be able to reach out to your local representative and senators to tell them you want this inconsistency with the Second Amendment and our court rulings cleared up. Then the IFC will bring champions into the fold on the issue. I cannot stress enough, though, that it begins with you, our members and fellow Iowans, engaging with your elected representatives, because these folks will eventually support or not these movements. I just can't stress it enough. When we talk about this and we send out action alerts, our senators and representatives, when this first started legislation this year, we actually had Richard Rogers worked hard, and it was per the direction of our elected representatives, some of them that are 2A champions, to remove the offensive weapons code, essentially, in 724. This went well for the first week, and then as things get busy, it did not appear to be a priority for the constituents, so the elected representatives went a different route. Now, could this have been different? Absolutely. If you had personally reached out stating that you wanted this removed and you wanted this to be legal, and then followed our action alerts, if our group, the masses, would send those action alerts out when they get asked, and then the next day do it again, that's a significant change, because then your elected representatives see what your priorities are and what you care about the most. And then they're going to take more attention to that, to focus, to make sure that we are championing it correctly to get those specific bills, laws, whatever it may be, passed or approved during that year's legislation. So again, this next year, we will send out action alerts. We're going to ask questions to see what the people want, and that's what we're going to follow up with. They know us. They know the IFC is a champion of the Second Amendment right, and we're always going to be here. What they really need to know is what you think and what you want. They know that we help to be your voice, but they need to hear from you as well if you're going to get any traction on any of this. That goes with the Gadsden flag license plate purchase bill. That would have gone through if perhaps Dan Dawson would have received a majority, 75% of the IFC would have emailed him stating, this is important. We need to support education, the funding for education of the Second Amendment rights. He may have, instead of killing it, he may have decided to champion it himself. That can happen this next legislative session around if we speak our minds collectively as a group, right? The power is in the people. So you all need to help us by speaking up and talking about this. I would like to thank those members who reached out to us with their questions, and I want to encourage you all to do the same. So comment below, send us a message, or email us at info@iowafc.org to have your questions answered. In recent headlines, the big beautiful bill passed the House and Senate. Unfortunately, the bad news is we failed to keep the language, removing the SBRs, the suppressors, AOWs out of the NFA. The good news is they have permanently removed the $200 tax stamp for purchasing these items, and that goes into effect January 1st, I believe. Now, what this has started is a domino effect. The GOA and other gun rights groups plan to file lawsuits to complete what Congress could not do and permanently dismantle the National Firearms Act. The Supreme Court made it clear the NFA survives only as a tax law, and since the president has signed the bill removing that tax, the registry becomes an unconstitutional relic. Please see the articles below for more information. I guess my personal view on this at times is I'm a little bit frustrated with all elected representatives in Iowa and in Congress. With the Supreme Court, the Bruin ruling, and with a majority of one party in the House that seems support, and the Senate that supports the Second Amendment right, I guess I expected more traction, more eagerness, more of our representatives being more energetic to align Iowa law with the Bruin decision. And so far, I haven't seen that. Yes, we're making some changes and moving forward, but I thought we should have taken more of been eager to take a bigger advantage of where we're at and what we have to make significant change for the future. Just my opinion, though. This week's trusted partner is AT Gunworks. AT Gunworks is a family-operated local business specializing in Cerakote finishing. IFC members get special member pricing, so check out their link below to see how AT Gunworks can work for you. And as gun shows start back up here at the Iowa State Fairgrounds, you can see us and his crew right next to us, catty corner from where the IFC booth is. So I encourage you to go say hi to them, tell them that you saw this message on the YouTube, and get your discount from them. I hope everyone had a safe and happy Independence Day. I truly do. You get to spend some time with barbecues and reflect the significance of what the 4th of July was. That's it for this week's message. Until next time, God bless.